Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I want to talk to you about the epidemic of the tipping culture in Africa. At this point, it's an epidemic because I've seen and I've heard all sorts, okay? At the same time, I do understand. A part of me does understand, and I wanted to make this video to hear your 2 bobs and cents as well in the comment section, but also put my thoughts out there because I think there is what's to be learned about how we've ended up where we are right now. The first time I ever experienced anything was Morocco, Marrakesh. The first time I ever went to Marrakesh, we went on this excursion and this guy, a tour guide, was taking us around. We spent the whole day with him, and when we got to the end of this long day, he did an amazing job taking us around. And I'm saying all these things for a reason, okay? He said, okay, now you pay me. So the arrangement was you book this excursion, you pay a booking fee through the agent, and then when at the end of the tour, you pay cash to the tour guide each of you pay him. When he had collected the money from each of us, and then he said, okay, now you tip me. So we then had to literally, the language barrier made it worse as well, because it was like, okay, now you pay me. And everyone understood that. Yeah, oh yeah, amazing, thank you so much, thank you. Finished collecting from everyone. Okay, now you tip me. And everyone was just like, okay. Like, we're not gonna fight with this man. He worked hard. Like, it was a long day. We just tipped him and called it a day. Scenario number 2. I was out on dinner with a friend, not in the UK. Like, in the UK, the tipping culture is not really a thing. You do it, yes, but there's no expectation. And these scenarios I'm describing, there is a sense of expectation. I was out, I was having brunch with a friend. At the end of the brunch, you sign the check and you write down how much you're going to pay, how much you're going to tip, and then you write the total, and then the waiter comes and collects and puts it in the card machine. So this waiter asked me, like, no tip? And I was just like, no, there's no tip. In my head, it's because they service charge. That's what service charge is, okay? Scenario number 3 was in Ghana. We arrived at the airport, and outside the airport at the parking lot, there were these women dressed in what looked like overalls. And it was nighttime. We were doing airport rounds, so it's when somebody lands, we'll go with the van or the car, go and pick them up, bring them home, and the next person arrives and we repeat. This happened twice. These ladies, they see you coming, they just go for your bag, or they start following you to help you with your bags, okay? And if you say, no, we don't need help, they don't listen. They continue. Or they'll touch, or they'll help you push, or something subtle, basically. And at the end, they will get so aggressive with, tip me, give us something, a tip. One of the things I mentioned in my other video in terms of when you're traveling, especially when I traveled in Nigeria, predominantly Nigeria and Morocco, people go above and beyond. And much of it is motivated by an expectation that at the end you're going to give me something. So what you see often, and this happens in Zimbabwe as well, where someone will help you park, or they'll help you pull up, or they'll run to your car and open an umbrella, okay? After that, they don't say it, but you just know money will just be dropping, at 50, whatever it might be, just giving to tip because you did something, right? My point here is, when you see the tipping culture being so aggressively pursued like this, there's usually the root cause problem. What that says to me in general is there is an issue in how we're looking after our servicemen and women and the manpower jobs, your waiters, your policemen, your guards, or whatever. And there's an issue with employment. And of course, that is not news, especially in a continent like Africa. If you are watching this and you are a business owner, or you know a business owner, I feel like the buck starts and stops with you. If you're a business owner, you need to make sure, number 1, you're paying your staff properly and on time. And you need to make sure you're educating them around what is a tip and when is a tip valid. Because I think it's different if you're going to go above and beyond because you want to and because naturally that's what you are led to do. And then there's a difference when you are expecting an extra payment because you did your job. That is where there is an issue. And also, if you are working and you work with the expectation of a tip at the end, you need to do some research. You need to do some education in terms of what is a tip, okay? And where are you culturally? Like, where are you? Because if there is a service charge on the bill, that's your tip, babe. And if you're not getting that, you need to talk to your employer, or you need to come together as employees to talk to your employer, because we can come out in numbers and protest and demand all these things from the government. And I'm speaking specifically to the situation or the recent events in Africa in terms of protests. We can do all these things and make all these demands at this high level, but at the basic level with us as individuals, as a community, we are not being as active and as vocal. The change starts from the root. It starts from the root in terms of where are you earning? Who is paying you? What are you accepting collectively as a group? There's a line between bribe and tip. I've heard instances where even at hospitals, nurses treat you a certain way, and when you offer them, oh, here's money for a drink. This happened to me when I was flying from Joburg to Lagos. The lady did her job, but wanted me to give her money for a drink because she did her job. I honestly think this is to do with understanding of what a tip is, understanding what is a bribe, and as an employer of labor, educating your staff against the wrong ways of operating in this, and also paying them correctly, because ultimately if they're getting a fair wage, then you have more of a stance to say, don't do this instead. This is wrong, this is right. This is the standard, this is what we do not do. It's funny in the sense that the way it happens, the way it transpires, but at the same time, it's a shame, because you get individuals who are servicing or doing their job with high expectations for more because they've done their job. For me, in my eyes, that's wrong. You cannot be paid or given a clap, a pat on the back because you've done the job you were supposed to be doing anyway. In any case, let me know your thoughts down below. But I wanted to just make this video because tipping versus bribing is becoming blurry, but we need to unblur it, especially when we are so vocal and it's so visible. It's not hard to see what is the right way to do something, what is the wrong way to do something. It's not hard to see. We now need to be the people who champion the right ways of doing things and the right ways of operating business and the right ways of operating in the place of work as a colleague, as a member of staff. And that is all I'll say about that. Let me know your thoughts down below. Be nice. Keep it clean. I'll see you in my next one. Stay safe.